Hello, this is the introduction video to PCT. In this video, I will talk about topics covered by PCT, how this subject will be delivered, the assessments, and some recommendation for the textbook and the further studies. Let's start with the power system. So our conventional power system is divided in 3 levels from generation. So basically here we have the generation parts from the power plants, and then the transmission through these lines, and then the distribution, so the residential, industrial, and the commercial parts. So in this subject, we will learn about the basic methods and the principle and the concept that we need to analyze and design this power system or the power electric networks. The topics will be covered in 4 major parts. So basically we can say there is 4 core subjects. The first one is the introduction to power system, which will be some principles and the concept which are new to you guys. So it takes 2 weeks. Then we move to the transmission line. We learn how to calculate the line parameters, and then from those parameters how we get the line models, and the basic purpose is to find the efficiency and the voltage regulation of the lines. Then it's going to be the fault studies. So the fault means, so basically there's something wrong with the system. Then you need to find how it went wrong and how you can make that all right again. So basically you need to learn another concepts or principles to design or analyze these parts. And the transient as well. So basically when the fault happens, there is some transient in the power system, there is some changes. So you will learn methods that will help you to analyze these parts as well. Beside the subject, so we need to know how this lecture and this topic will run. So for this subject, we have the lecture, the 2 hours lecture. The lecturer will go through the topic presentation, through some example and the question and answers. Then there's the tutorials. So in tutorials, it starts with a 20 minutes quiz, which is just one question, and you go through the quiz. After that, I will go through the example of that quiz and I'll solve the quiz questions. Then if we have time, we go through the numerical examples and the group activities, and any question that you guys might have, we will sort it out in these tutorials. And the third thing is the lab. This subject will have a lab as well. So there is 3 labs. It's pretty similar to the circuit analysis lab. So you guys should be all right for that one. And the last thing is the consultation. There are a few times are being allocated for that subject, for this subject. And also always you can send us email if you have any problem or any question or any difficulty with that subject, or any sort of help if you need. So before each class, it is recommended, it doesn't matter if it's a lecture, it's a tutorial, or it's the lab, so you should always come prepared. So for the lecture, please study the materials at least once. For the labs, please prepare the pre-labs and go through the lab works at least once. And for the tutorials, as you need to have the quiz, so basically you need to solve the problems. And if you have any problem with them, just send me an email, and you can find our email in staff information in UTS Online. For the assessment, so basically the criteria is going 50% of the weight would be for the labs, 3 labs, so each one 5%. And then there is a quizzes. So basically each quiz in each tutorial class will have marks. And in total, I think we have 8 tutorials, so 8 quizzes. And it's going to be about 20% of the assessment. For the assignment, this is going to be like a design. So you're going to design something and you need to use a MATLAB for coding or either Excel. So, and it requires the formal report, and it's going to be like 50%. And the rest, which is 50, is for the final exam. So recommended textbook that you might need to use them for further study is the Power System Analysis with Granger, and also Power System Analysis from Hadi Saadat. You need to use both of them, which in some parts, each of them will help more than the others. So basically, These two are the good ones. Prior knowledge is in this subject is really important, especially the complex number, the circuit analysis are the two main things. And there are two reviews in the UTS online, which is uploaded. You can study them, and it is highly recommended that you study them before the class, because when you come and start this subject, you will need them at the first. Okay, so now I would like to ask one of my students who had the PCT last year, and he did well, so he's helping us with the consultation as well. I just asked him to come and share his experience through the PCT. Thank you guys, and good luck with PCT.
Hey guys, my name's Isaac. I studied power circuit theory in spring 2016, and today I'll be sharing my experience of studying PCT. One of the most important things to keep in mind when studying PCT was time management. To ensure I was up to date with the lectures and tutorials, I would read the lecture notes and attempt as many tutorial problems prior to attending lectures and tutorials. This way I had a basic understanding of the concepts and had the opportunity to ask questions during lectures and tutorials to add to my knowledge. When studying the subject, the resources I found most useful were the extended lecture notes because they had a lot more in-depth information than the lecture slides. Through studying PCT, I learned about the various components of a power system and methods of analyzing them. For example, a power system on a large scale consists of transmission lines. Transmission lines connect the sending end of a power system to the receiving end and consist of parameters such as resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Now in tutorials, I learned how to calculate these transmission line parameters. As a whole, PCT greatly assists in developing a solid foundation for future subjects in the power thread, such as power systems analysis and design, and power systems operation and protection, as well as your career in the power industry. When studying PSAD, or Power Systems Analysis and Design, I realized that the first 4 weeks of material were literally revision from PCT, and weeks 5 onwards there's new material which adds on to your knowledge from PCT. So knowing your PCT content well makes the content in later subjects much easier to understand, and that way you'll achieve a really good mark for your future power subjects. Thank you.